Tony D and Little Joan, and this is a screenwriter's take on The Rule of Jenny Penn, starring Jonathan Lithgow as a crazy guy with a puppet, and Geoffrey Rush. Both are patients at a nursing home, and Lithgow tortures the residents, and Geoffrey Rush fights back. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. The books 1 through 17 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Okay, so first I'm going to give you my non-spoiler review. I thought the movie was pretty excellent. Rush and Lithgow give great performances, as do the rest of the cast. It seems very grounded in reality. It's really kind of unnerving. It's a bit of a slow burn in the beginning, so stick with it. But the payoff is pretty huge. And it's intense because these are older guys who can't just, defend themselves for a variety of reasons that you'll see in the film. So, yes, you should definitely see this movie. I watched it on Prime where it was free. And this just came out in March, so I think it's a pretty current movie to see for nothing. And if you like horror, oh man, some messed up scenes in this movie. Messed up scenes. Oh, look at that shot. Oh, I'll keep the still right there. Yeah, so Lithgow has the puppet, and he basically rules the nursing home. So before I get into it, excellent performances, excellent all the way around, I say. So check out The Rule of Jenny Penn. All right, let's get into the spoilers. So if you're going to watch it, go watch it on Amazon Prime, again, for free. All right, so first act, Geoffrey Rush is a judge, and he has a stroke. He's up there, has a stroke in the middle of court, and wakes up basically in the nursing home, and now he's stuck in the nursing home. Now, initially, and this happens with real patients, they'll tell an older person, yeah, you're just going there to recover, and really, they're never leaving. In rare instances, I imagine, some patients do recover and they're able to leave, but Geoffrey Rush is not recovering from what has happened to him. You get the impression that he thinks he is, as any person would. They'd have that attitude. But he's probably stuck. Now, his character is very haughty. He was and this takes place in the UK, so he was UK judge. He's used to lecturing people from the bench and sentencing evildoers to long prison sentences. So he doesn't do well socially, because he kind of thinks he's better than everybody else, and he doesn't really want to be sociable. Now, Lithgow is already at this place, and he's a weirdo with a puppet. He's obnoxious. He bothers Rush, and at first Rush kind of just ignores him, but he's got his own problems. But then one night, he sees, lights come on while he's in his room, and he has a roommate who was a rugby player back in his day. And there's Lithgow in their room with his stupid puppet. And he basically tortures the rugby player. And then threatens Rush, gives him a bit of the business. And, basically says that he rules the roost. And the way he gets the other patients to acknowledge him is, the name of his puppet is Jenny Penn, and I think that's from a song. And he makes them answer the question, who rules? And they have to say Jenny Penn, and then when they say that, you have to lick the butthole of Jenny Penn, but since it's a puppet, it's really his wrist. So At first, the confrontation, Rush is very strong. He's like, I'm not going to listen to you. But Lithgow comes back at him pretty hard because Lithgow is younger. He's able to get around. Rush is in a wheelchair. The rugby player, he's able to get around, but he's got a bad hip. And these guys are all older. So it's a back and forth between Rush and Lithgow. And Lithgow's trying to break him, right? He's trying to break him, get him to say, who rules? It's Jenny Penn. And, there's a bunch of really rough scenes. There's one where Lithgow kicks Rush underneath the table. And these are older guys, right? So when you're kicking somebody full force, that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And one of the horrifying realizations in this movie, and it's made by Shudder, by the way, is Rush is using his judge skills to try to put together, who this guy is and what the mystery is, right? And but at the same time, because of his stroke, he's blipping in and out. That's what happens sometimes. What'll happen is you'll just kind of like zone out and then wake up hours later and not remember the past few hours. So that's what's happening to Rush occasionally now, and it's only going to get worse. So, which is why you eventually figure out he's never leaving. And so Lithgow is just going at him. So there's one, but Lithgow has his own problems because he's an older guy. He needs an inhaler. So there's a great scene, kind of towards the end of the second act, where Rush sneaks into his room to find out more about him. And what he does is he pumps all his inhalers until they're out of medicine. And then he makes sure he leaves evidence that he was in the room, because he knows if he could get Lithgow mad enough, he'll need his inhaler, and he won't have it because all the medicine will be gone. So there's a great scene where he sets him up for that. And then Lithgow, has to go back to his room, and then he gets there and all his inhalers are empty. And then he passes out in the hallway, and you're not sure. And for a while, life goes back to normal, and it's great because Lithgow is gone and he's not irritating everybody. But one of the great scenes, I think, is when Geoffrey Rush discovers that Lithgow not only is there voluntarily, meaning that he can leave whenever he wants, but he was part of the staff for years, since 1968. He was a staff member at this old folks home, and now he lives there. So he has access to all the staff keys. He knows how everything works, and that's why he's able to breeze through just about any place, and why the staff kind of sides with him, because it makes total sense. He used to work there. So the final confrontation, of course, takes place after Rush has to fight Lithgow in the day room, I would call it. Lithgow basically is assaulting one of the female seniors and undressing her right in the middle of the room in front of her husband. Oh, it's a rough scene. And Rush has to try to get to his feet, and then he manages to hit Lithgow with a cane, which sends him crashing to the floor, where Lithgow breaks his arm. And but at that point, the judge, he's really exerted himself too, so he ends up back in basically a hospital room, this time by himself, and his roommate is worried about him. Now his roommate throughout most of the movie is kind of cowardly, despite the fact being a rugby player in his past life. He's afraid of John Lithgow, not only because of what Lithgow's doing to him, but because he doesn't want to be remembered for being weak. And there's a great scene where he tells a story about a weatherman who had been this great weatherman, but in the end he died, and they found a pink dildo in his butt, and nobody remembers him being a great weatherman. They only remember how he died. So that's what he's afraid of. There's also a great scene with John Lithgow, confessions to Geoffrey Rush about his deal, where he said he was a nobody for 40 years, and he once saw Rush speak to a group, and but ultimately he found power in the nursing home because he had been a staff member, because he just bullies everybody. And it's the first time in his life he's had power. It's a really interesting insight into his character. And then, of course, the climactic scene is Lithgow basically breaks Geoffrey Rush. He's finally forces him to acknowledge the puppet and the rule of Jenny Penn. And then him and the rugby player basically lure Lithgow into a secret laundry room where they kill him. And that's a great scene too. And finally, and Lithgow kills like 2 other patients before that happens. But wow, what an intense movie. I hope you turned this off and watched it before you watch the rest of this breakdown, because let me tell you something, it was pretty intense. And then the final shot of the puppet being burned on the pyre outside is cool. And then Rush goes back to living in the nursing home, but now the nursing home is nice because Lithgow isn't there to bully everybody. So yeah, this was really great. I really enjoyed this. It was really satisfying to see Lithgow get his comeuppance. This is a UK nursing home, so Lithgow's doing an accent, but it's very subtle. It sounds more like John Lithgow than he does, an English guy. But they give him like bad teeth for the movie, which makes him more unnerving, and the puppet's really unnerving too. So he's basically a psychopath trapped in a nursing home. He's trapped in a nursing home with a psychopath, and Rush's shortcomings are his frailty. As a human being, he can't defend himself. He's not as strong as he used to be. So it really connects with you, I think. I don't know, I'm 59, and I've been to a lot of, like I said, a lot of these nursing homes. So it really connected with me. I was like, oh man, he's stuck, man. He's stuck in that nursing home with this psychopath. How's he going to get him? But eventually he does, and it's just so satisfying. So great performances all around. You really hate John Lithgow in this, by the way. So if you're a fan of Third Rock from the Sun, don't think about that while you're watching this. You'll undermine the whole thing. But Geoffrey Rush is very acerbic. Is a great moment for him, too, yeah, where he admits, like, he never found a use for people, and now he realized what a mistake he made in his life. And so there's all these character arcs that happen in this film. So bravo to the screenwriter. I'm going to give this an upvote. Should have given it an upvote before. The Rule of Jenny Penn. Again, it's playing for free on Amazon Prime. I mean, I have Amazon Prime, so if you do, you should be able to watch it. So highly recommend. Highly. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan asleep under the blanket there. Very cozy. Thanks for tuning in. Friday, I will be at the farm market at Unexpected Farms. This is off of Piney Hollow Road. It was where I should have been last week. Long story short, I didn't get the email. This time, rain is a factor. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but it might stop before 5. The thing starts at 5, goes to about 9. So hopefully, it's not going to rain tomorrow. So that is a factor. Before you go all the way out there, just understand that. On Saturday, we should have good weather for the Williamstown Craft Fair. This is going to be outside as well, but Saturday looks sunny as F. So I hope to see you there from 10 to 3. All right, that's it. We'll also see you on Sunday for the live stream at 7. Good night, everybody.